On the weekly chart, we're going to take a look at ticker symbol SPCE. That's going to be Virgin Galactic. You can see that basically ever since we had that drop down here at the beginning of February, the end of January, not a whole lot has happened in here. We dropped down in that $2 handle and then just kind of stayed put ever since. Going forward, where does that kind of put us here on this weekly chart? Well, we're going to have to climb back above that 9-day EMA that's currently trading at 271. So that's going to be our first level, or that 268. That's where this white resistance line is. That was a low that came in the past last year. That is, whichever one of those do come first is going to be our first major resistance for us. Anything above there, we're going to be looking at this 292 level. And then above there, we're going to be focusing mainly on this 50-day SMA, which is currently trading at 327. Now to the downside in here, we're looking at 234, and then we have 218 down here on the table. We're going to see if we do end up getting a larger pullback, either one of those going to be a nice support for us to get a little bounce off of, especially if we do get some volume. That is going to be the overall question. If not, then we're looking at nice whole numbers, $2, $1, $1.50 as we work our way down. RSI right now is trading at 38, so perhaps a little bit more of a reset here on the weekly, and maybe coming down here and visiting that 234. That'll bring the RSI down, maybe on some lighter volume as well. That'll kind of help out, and then boom, then we can get a nice little pop and work our way back up into that 9-day EMA, or we can start climbing now. That's kind of the overall question. It's the overall arcing problem is, how long are we going to stay down here, right? We've been here ever since the beginning of February. So how much longer is longer? We're starting to tighten things up down here. Volatility has basically collapsed. So how much longer do we need down here before we get a nice little pop in here? Because then when this thing pops, you do get decent little weak pops here and there, especially if you go back in December. I mean, look at right here. Here's a couple candles here, but then immediately drop back down, a mean reversion, right? So a little pop here, immediately drop back down, mean reversion. So when we do get pops, it does move. But the question is, how long is it going to be down here? It's been down here for quite some time. So we need some sort of news catalyst or something in here to kind of breach this thing out of the trend that it already is in. Now we're going to stay in the same sector here. We're going to look at ticker symbol ASTS. And speaking of mean reversions, this stock has been the epitome of mean reversions. So you can see here on the weekly chart that if we go back into the end of last year, just here's a little pop right here, mean reversion. Here's a big pop going into this year, into January, and then here's a mean reversion. So right now we're kind of undecided, right? And that's all evident right here with this past week's candle, right? Your IV's coming out. If you notice the volumes on your overall options chain, the volume has been dropping. We need to tighten up everything here with the weekly chart. I mean, if we go back here, this is kind of an exaggerated example, but if you look back here in May, look how tight everything is here. Your moving averages are all close. Your Bollinger Bands are right here. And then look how extended and far away they get, right? Your 9-day EMA is super far away right now. Your 50-day SMA is down here trading at 59, and your 200-day is sitting here at 22, right? We're an $88 stock. We're about 66 points away from our 200-day SMA. So everything needs to tighten up here. The question is, where is that going to be? On this weekly chart, we're currently trading at 88. We need to fight with this 9-day EMA. If we can get above there, then we're going to be focusing on that $90 handle. And then above there, we're just looking at nice $100 psych level. To the downside in here, you're going to have a little hiccup here at this $80 mark, but really it's 76 to 80. So you have a $4 channel in here that's going to be your support. So look for there to be a supply or demand zone, however you want to look at it, to see if this thing's going to get eaten back up. If not, then we're looking at this lower trend line here of this overall structure, 72. And then below there, it is going to be 67. So two stocks that we just talked about in here with basically totally different attributes and actions in the past year, but yet we're still focusing on the same thing. We're focusing on mean reversions, IV, and collapsing of the overall momentum, and watching our overall trend as it works together with the chart, right? So that's what we're looking at. We're watching our RSI. We're looking at the volume. We're looking at how far away we're being removed from these moving averages. We're looking at our Bollinger Band, seeing how extended and spread out we are. We need to collapse everything back down and then work our way from there. So two different stocks, two totally different strategies that you can play in here, but yet overall still same thinking, just on two different opposite ends of the spectrum, right? So one has been consolidating down here. How much longer is it going to take to get a little pop? ASTS, now we're looking, hey, this thing is so spread out. When are we going to get a collapse, and how long will that collapse happen? So that's what we're looking at in here with both these stocks on the weekly chart. I hope you guys have a good week, and we'll see how these two things shake out the rest of the week here with two trading sessions left. All right, guys, if you like this video, make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We also have a Discord service if you're interested, and you can find all the descriptions in our description below.